Bar Stool Sports.
Titus, Brandon Walker, Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports. I'm Mark Titus. He's Brandon Walker. Today is Wednesday, November 15th. We are live from Chicago. And what do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Mark, hello. We have been having the wrong GOAT conversation in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
We've been discussing Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Forget about them. Also rants. Don't have to worry about it. Is Draymond the GOAT of crazy? Is he the GOAT of crazy?
Okay.
So you're talking about now a 10, 12-year career of just crazy shit.
All right, so
While also being a good player.
who are the other candidates? Rodman and Artest?
I think Rodman, Artest. I think that's the big three.
That's it.
Rodman,
right?
Artest, and
Who else can really compete? Who else can get in?
Lambeer, but he was just mean. He wasn't really
Yeah,
crazy.
he was
just an asshole.
He was a goon.
He was an asshole and a goon.
Yeah.
Rodman for sure. I think Rodman, a little bit of his crazy was put on for the cameras.
Yeah.
I don't think Draymond's is.
I was going to ask how much of this, how much does off-the-court stuff matter when you factor? I guess Ron Artest's off-the-court stuff matters greatly, if you know what I'm saying. That he went off the court into the stands and beat the fuck out of
Right,
fans.
that was literally off the court.
That was literally off the court.
Mm-hmm.
But how much?
That should have been a great defense by him. You can't blame me for off the court
Yeah,
stuff.
it was an off-the-court issue. Like how much does Rodman, like they talked about in the Last Dance documentary where he like would fly to Vegas on off days and shit. Like does that factor in, or are we just talking like purely when they put the jersey on?
So would Michael. Michael would go to Atlantic City until like 3 a.m. So that's not really
calling him Michael now.
Huh?
You're just calling him Michael?
Michael Jordan.
Like I feel like that's reserved for like people that played with him.
I don't think
people
You
really
can
call
say
him
Michael. You can say LeBron. You can say Michael. Right?
Well, LeBron is LeBron.
Because
his last name's James.
I feel like we can say Michael.
MJ.
Sorry, Michael Jordan.
MJ would be the
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I mean, the only people that call him Michael are like his teammates.
I don't know who calls him Michael, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know who calls him Michael.
I just felt very.
Anyway, I just thought of that GOAT line just to start the show, but are we actually having a GOAT of crazy conversation?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think Artest, Draymond, and Rodman are the big three.
Yeah, I'd have to think about
all three pretty good players too, right?
Are there people we're not thinking of?
There's got to be old school, like somebody in the
Scott
60s.
Pollard.
Scott Pollard.
Does Draymond not really like qualify like Rodman was? Because when he's off the court, he's like very measured and well thought out. Like when he's delivering his thoughts, and then on the court, he's just like a lunatic.
Which I think helps his. I think it helps his GOAT status. Like he's a normal dude.
You think he's like a Jekyll and Hyde? Maybe it's not the same guy.
Yeah,
You think there are two? Draymond?
I don't think it's. Yeah. I don't think it's that. I don't think he's that different on the court and off the court. I think he will tell you that he's keeping it real at all times, and that he's. In his mind, it's a very consistent. I don't think there is a switch in his mind.
Sometimes keeping it real goes wrong.
Because he is. I hear what you're saying. Like he is measured, but like he's measured in talking shit about people, and like measured in he's still like the reason like his podcast is popular is not because he gets in fights. It's because like he will just say whatever he wants, but he says it. He does kind of. I don't know.
And Rodman's
he does keep it within.
Rodman's
the
just
line,
a wackadoodle.
Rodman's
just doing everything. Yeah.
I think
he's hanging out with the North Korea guy.
Here's how I see it. I think Artest had the biggest peak. I don't think you can. The Malice in the Palace is untouchable in terms of crazy.
Okay.
I think Draymond has the longevity argument, and I think Rodman has the popularity argument.
Wow.
The pop culture, like.
Now, Artest did go in the crowd, and I give that to him. Remember when Rodman kicked the shit out of that cameraman? Just kicked the shit out of a cameraman. Like that's. Last night, Draymond, they get in a fight, right? There's a fight, two other players. Rudy Gobert walks over and is I guess trying to be peacemaker. And did you see it? Like Draymond just attacks him from behind and just puts him in a chokehold.
Yeah, and then like drags him
right.
However
like this
long down the court.
This was not a fight between Draymond and Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert really wasn't like. Seriously,
everybody hates Rudy.
I hate Rudy Gobert too. So like, part of me, if you would have told me if the story was framed as Rudy Gobert got choked out, I would love this story so much. Mm-hmm. I hate that it had to be Draymond, but choking out Rudy Gobert, I'm totally fine with. But it was pretty egregious. Like Rudy Gobert wasn't really that involved with what was
wasn't
going
really doing
on.
anything.
He just kind of popped in. It was like he was
Hey,
looking. He
whoa.
showed up. He's like, what's? He was still trying. He was still trying to figure out what was going on.
What's the meaning of all this?
Ruckus. Yeah, he just went up and he was like, what? He's still assessing the situation, and Draymond just comes flying in, grabs him by the neck. It was premeditated.
Yeah.
Pretty obviously, like it was pretty obviously like Draymond was like poring over his scouting report. He's like, all right. So close out on Anthony Edwards. All right, Mike Conley, left-handed. Yes. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna choke out Rudy Gobert. It looks like. Yeah. So today the scouting report says before 1 point is scored, I will, at first chance I get, I will grab Rudy Gobert by the neck. I will put him in a chokehold and I will drag him.
How does Kerr draw that up? All right, Steph, you go here. Clay, you go here. Draymond, right here in the middle. Choke out Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Well, the thing. I know you're just saying it as the joke, but like Steph didn't play last night, and that's like a big thing with Draymond is that there's a conspiracy. Rudy Gobert called him out for it. A conspiracy theory floating around that Draymond purposely gets ejected when Steph isn't playing, and is the explanation because he knows that the Warriors are going to lose because Steph's not playing? Because Steph, for as much as the Warriors are supposedly a balanced team, and you get Chris Paul and like they're going to rediscover their magic, Steph Curry's been carrying them this season. He's carried them always, but you know what I'm saying. Like
I got it.
He's carrying them at a level that he was not supposed to be carrying them. He did not play, and that becomes a question. Is it that Draymond knows they're going to lose, or is it even more selfish than that Draymond knows that he fucking sucks he personally sucks. That part of his role on the offense is just doing like dribble handoffs with Steph and setting illegal screens for Steph. And when Steph's out, he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, so I'm just going to get ejected from this game.
That sounds ridiculous. Therefore, I'm going to believe it. It's one of the stupidest theories I've ever seen. I choose to believe it and live the rest of my life believing that as fact. Also, sometimes in life, like there's certain weather events or something, you have to have conditions exactly right at the exact moment in time for things to just pop off big.
Yeah.
Draymond, it's a miracle like Draymond happened as an NBA star for this long, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Undersized. If he gets drafted by the Pistons, Draymond doesn't become a thing, right? He and they. The way it was put together, it had to be there. It had to be them, and
he wouldn't be this good. He's definitely good. I think like it's not fair to say that Draymond is only good because of the franchise he's at. But yeah, like he would have stuck around. He's very versatile defender, and I think like whether Steph Curry and the Warriors ushered in an era of bombing threes and spreading the floor and all that, which then because of that, like the flip side then became the defenses have to now get more versatile, and like the lumbering big man. Yeah. You have to be able to get out on the perimeter more. I think whether Steph did it or not, like I think there was going to be a shift in basketball that defenses would have to be more versatile, and Draymond Green would become very valuable. But having said all that, yeah, like if he wasn't on the Warriors, we wouldn't really pay that much of attention. He would just be kind of like a guy who's pretty.
He would have had like Markieff Morris's career,
right? Yeah.
Maybe not the exact type of player, but like play for 5 teams and always.
I'm trying to. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll just say yes. I'm being way too measured over here.
Stop being measured.
I'm trying to like.
Stop being measured.
I'm trying to be fair and balanced, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it is stone cold fact that Draymond gets himself injected on purpose because I said injected on purpose. That's not.
That's Travis Kelce.
Yes. Draymond.
Did you see Steve Kerr? I want to call out the fraud that is Steve Kerr because.
Thank you for doing this.
What?
I saw it this morning.
His quote?
I didn't see that quote. I saw him in the game. He was like pointing at Rudy Gobert and like going like really.
Yeah, no, I mean Steve Kerr is just a complete hypocrite to the nth degree. That Steve Kerr, when the Memphis Grizzlies, who I also hate, this is the problem. Like the Warriors are picking fights with people I hate, and yet I can't help but point out that they are actually in the wrong in these situations. So Dylan Brooks was really dirty. When Dylan Brooks was on the Grizzlies and the Ja Morant, like basically the whole team was very hateable. And they were playing the Warriors in the playoffs, and I think it was Dylan Brooks had a cheap shot on, was it Gary Payton the second, I think?
Perhaps.
And Steve Kerr, like in the post game, was like, "That's disgusting. There's no room for that in our sport. He broke a code. There's a code. Like, listen, being competitive is okay, but there's a code that these players need to play by. And Dylan Brooks just breaks the code time and time again.
We're all out here trying to make a living.
Yes, we're all trying to make a living and play hard, yes, but like do it within
respect each other.
Respect the code. And then this goes down, and he says that he like basically defends Draymond, saying that Rudy Gobert, like Draymond was just defending his teammate. Draymond was doing his job to protect his teammate, which was not true at all.
Rudy Gobert was doing nothing.
Was not a threat.
Yeah.
No, Rudy Gobert. And Steve Kerr comes like I don't understand how Steve Kerr keeps getting away with this. Steve Kerr like really has positioned himself because he's won some titles as like the voice of the NBA, and he's the guy who's.
I think Pop was that for a while.
Yeah.
Kerr is kind of taking it over a little bit.
Yeah, but he's like supposedly like a level-headed guy who we have to respect all of his opinions, and he is.
He's really just a hypocrite.
He's just a hypocrite like everybody else, dude. He's like, when my guy does it, I don't see a problem with it. When someone else does it to my guy, it's heinous. It has no place in the league.
Which brings me to a question.
He also named his son Nick. People forget. I'm not. That's not a joke. He did.
By the way,
He named his son Nick.
Now I might spend the rest of the day doing the crazy GOAT argument in my head about Artest, Draymond, and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, where did
I don't think Draymond is it now that I think about it, because it might sneaky be Artest.
Artest has the biggest peak, like I said.
Yeah,
it
might be Artest.
You can't touch going into the crowd and fighting the fans.
What sport has the best fights? NBA has a lot of almost fights, but
great question.
When they really have a fight, they got good fights.
I think it's baseball.
Baseball, when they really have a fight, have great fights. You have so much room to fight.
Everyone wants to say it's hockey, but it's the fact that it's like part of the game kind of makes it not that great.
It's always one-on-one, right? They always let them fight one-on-one, and then the refs come get them. I'm talking about like nine guys. Everybody's just chaos.
Myles Garrett versus Mason Rudolph in the Pouncey was an iconic moment in the history of sports.
But football fights, there's always a moment at some point where everyone realizes that the other guy is wearing helmets and pads, and my fists aren't going to do anything. And they are interesting, but my answer is baseball. I don't think you can beat both bullpens sprinting in.
Yeah. But a real one.
To throw,
because I don't like
Not
watching
for
them
show.
half-ass run in like, we're here, guys. And then it's already nobody's done anything.
Do they still fight in hockey? Like where it's have they? I know they still fight, but like is it still like you said where it's wild to think that like a fight will break out in hockey and the refs like let it go on for a certain amount of time before they step in.
So somebody gets an advantage, I guess. I don't really know.
I don't.
It's usually until they get knocked down on the ice. Like they'll let it play out.
Do they still do that, or if they?
Yeah, it's still part of the game. They're still a fighting major.
Year.
It's crazy.
I went to one last year in the Garden where they weren't even the two players weren't engaged. They were like, the one guy was over on this side of the ice, one guy was over on this side of the ice, and they pointed at each other and like, "Hey, you want to go fight?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah, sure, go fight."
It makes zero sense. If anything, I would say it's like the last sport you would think of to have fights. Because they're on skates. They're not like.
I do respect that they allow fighting.
Exactly, they should. They should always.
But that waters down the fighting.
Correct. It does water, yeah.
It needs to be illicit. It needs to be illegal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how. You're exactly right. Like part of what makes fighting in sports cool is like they're not supposed to do this. Holy shit!
Yeah. This is crazy.
But in hockey, it's like when you're going to a hockey game in person, you hope to see at least one fight.
It's fight time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I think his name was. It still is. He's not dead. Derek Dorsett played for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about Dorsett played for the Blue Jackets?
Yeah, the Blue Jackets. Yeah, Blue Jackets Dorsett. Same guy that played for the. Damn it! Why did I go down that road if I wasn't sure? He played for the Canucks. He told me his friends were my friends, and I met him one time, and I was just like talking about hockey or whatever. He led the NHL in penalty minutes one year. It was a point of pride for him. He told me that he was on some dog shit Blue Jackets teams, and he told me going into the last day of games when they were fully eliminated from the playoffs, the one thing he could hang his hat on was he led the league in penalty minutes. The Blue Jackets on the last night played a night game. The guy who was second in penalty minutes played a day game. That guy got like 15 penalty minutes and jumped him, and he needed a big night to secure leading the league in penalty minutes. And the way he tells the story, I didn't even fact check it. I just accepted it as fact. Like the second the puck dropped, he just started throwing fist.
I mean,
chucking knucks, as they say, and it was very funny. And he was like, I spent like the entire game in the penalty box and got the record, I guess, or the
the win that year.
Very funny.
You hear about like Ted Williams showing up to the ballpark and needing a certain amount of hits to get to 400. You don't hear about the guy that needs to beat the shit out of people to lead the league in penalty minutes. I respect that guy. I respect him knowing that, and I respect the guy in number 2 going balls out to try to go get him.
Yeah.
When your agent's talking to teams and like say you're a free agent and he's talking to the Bruins like, hey, my guy led the league in penalty minutes last year.
Yeah, I'm looking at your guys' roster. You have a lot of goal scorers, a lot of assist men.
Mm-hmm. Got any assholes?
You don't have a lot of penalty minutes on this roster. You don't have any guys.
That probably is valuable though. Like you gotta go knock somebody down when they knock your guy down.
Yeah,
like that.
It's true. So I saw some reaction last night that Karl Anthony Towns is kind of a pussy because he didn't get into the fracas. Ruckus. What are the
Donnybrook? Was it a Donnybrook?
Ruckus
and fracas could mean the same thing. I think ruckus has a wider meaning. Ruckus has taken on. Fracas is what.
Fracas is how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
F-R-A.
A real
C-A-S?
Fracas. F-R-A-C-A-S.
Fracas?
Fracas.
Fracas.
It's a fracas. Is he
fracas.
Right? Y'all don't do anything on the couch.
Don't worry. Sorry, we don't want you guys to work too hard.
We got it, guys.
To work too hard over there.
Jesus Christ.
How do you pronounce it?
Fracas.
Fracas.
Thank you, TJ.
You're right.
Fracas.
That's a good impression.
Fracas.
Ooh, I like that voice.
Yeah,
better.
she was.
Fracas.
Ooh,
Now you go.
Fracas.
Never mind. Go.
Fracas.
What is it going to play his? Well,
you may have mispronounced R. I don't even speak English right.
Fracas.
Dude, you never mispronounced.
Did you ever watch
R's.
You ever watch the? We'll get back to whatever we're talking about, but probably not. You ever watch the spelling bee and that goober they got? Is he still doing it?
The same guy with the guy with the glasses.
His name's Jacques.
Of course, Jacques.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck
His name's Jacques. Dr. Jacques something.
Yeah.
But he says the same. Like I will give him credit. He says this shit the exact same way every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep like trying to find like him slipping up where he leans one way on an accent, something or other. But like, I don't know. That's what that reminded me of.
Can I have a comment about that? I refuse to think using it in a sentence really helps that much.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't fully understand.
Yeah. Like misogynic. Can you use it in a sentence?
I think they're just buying time.
Portnoy is misogynic.
I think what those kids are doing is they're buying time as their parents Google the answer and then mouth the letters to them.
The signals. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what's going on.
You think they're sign stealing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's definitely cheating in spelling bees, right?
Absolutely.
There's cheating in everything worth doing. Correct?
That's
like
100% true. If it's worth There's weights in the fish.
We got weights in fish.
If there's any sort of prize, there's someone out there cheating, trying to win that prize. I was saying Karl Towns being called a pussy because he didn't get into the fracas. But then Karl Towns balled out in this game, and I think Karl Towns just kind of knows his role. He's like, I'm not the guy that comes in and chokes people. I'm the guy that scores the points. And
y'all want me to score 33 points, or y'all want me to go sit in the locker room?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have a problem with that. Like I think that is something that happens with fights though in sports where you like judge how tough a guy is, but I would say that everyone's playing a role, and that's not everybody on the team's role.
I do like the idea of if that's not your role and you get in a fight or you start scrapping with somebody, y'all start elbowing, and then you look around for your fight guy.
Yeah,
Draymond.
Yeah. Hold on. like you and I get a fight, and I'm like, this is going great, but like I'm gonna need to time out real quick. Connor, come here. Right. Kick his ass.
And I get my guy, and me and you just walk off. I hate when bad things happen to good people.
Uh-oh.
Deshaun Watson's out for the
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's out for the season. Broke his shoulder. He's no longer. Just when the Browns were starting to look, they were 6-3. I mean, their defense has been great all year, but they were starting to go pretty good.
How did he hurt his shoulder? Did he have to start?
Probably from playing football.
Doing it. Okay, yeah, that's probably a good thing to not.
Right.
Was he?
It's because go ahead.
No, I
go on.
I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not the.
A little bit. You want to be that guy? Don't be that guy.
was-
Don't be that guy. Connor.
I don't.
Connor, come be that guy.
No.
I think you know the joke I was going to make.
I think we all got it.
You have just like a mercenary for towing the line.
Yeah. Ebo, I have an off-color joke that I want to make that
Get in here,
get me in
Ebo.
trouble. Go ahead, say this for me. Yeah, I hate it for the Browns. I hate it for the Browns that they gave him a shit ton of money. That he was playing better, right?
Yeah, they
started-
scored a bunch of points the other day, right? When they beat the Ravens on the comeback.
Yeah, he started playing better football.
I think the offense was starting to play better.
33 points.
Thank you, Connor. That's what I said.
But here's the thing about the Deshaun Watson part of the karma. He already won. You know, he got a shit ton of money guaranteed, and he
after being accused of.
Yeah. You know, so like I think Deshaun Watson missing the season. Yeah, I'm sure there's some small.
Have
part
we
of him
ever
that
given
wants to play football? But like he kind of already won.
Have we ever given proper respect to how wild that is? Not only, it's one thing if he got into that trouble, went through it, sat a year, and got a contract.
Yeah.
He got at the time the biggest contract in the history of the league, right?
Yeah.
Why? They could have just given him a regular contract, correct? Who else was?
Yeah, who are they bidding against? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
And you know what the craziest part to me is?
What?
You know what really like I can't reconcile. I can't wrap my head around.
What gets at you?
Colin Kaepernick's still out there. He can't even get a contract at all.
God.
And they're
Ebo, Connor, one of y'all get in here. That's just me tapping out.
Yeah, I can't do this. Someone else. Yeah, so we're the Browns. Who's the Browns backup? What are the Browns doing?
You know who it used to be?
PJ Walker. It was Josh Dobbs, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Josh
PJ
Dobbs.
Walker. That's right, PJ Walker. We knew this.
And DTR. One of those two.
DTR.
He was
Donovan
down
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah,
he was Tate Martell's backup in QB1, and then he ended up becoming a better quarterback than Tate Martell.
That's how you would describe DTR?
Yeah, I actually got introduced to him through Elite 11. I didn't actually know much about him.
I don't think
I
you can
watched
call him DTR like that. You're not.
I think he's in college. He was DTR. I don't know if it carries
He's
over.
not. He's not famous enough to just be DTR.
You want to remember
You're-
Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
You're balls deep in college football. Of
Yeah.
course you remember. I'm saying the rest of America.
So he's not
say
DTR to you.
and they're like who? Like I literally didn't know who you're talking.
He's gonna have like an 80-yard touchdown run or something.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah. That's
All right.
All that's fine.
What do you want to call him? The guy from UCLA?
Sure, or just his name.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah.
That's a lot to say.
That's a lot to say. We should abbreviate.
You're putting a lot of responsibility on me now.
We should abbreviate that. Let's do
Dorian Thompson R.
Just do his initials. Like, what are his initials?
DTR.
Yeah, that's a good.
Okay.
That's good. We should call him that.
I need help from you.
What?
You went to the United Center last night.
I did. Yeah.
The Champions Classic.
Fun night of hoops. Yeah.
Saw Duke and Michigan State,
I love this Kentucky team.
and then you saw Kentucky and
I
Kansas.
fucking
Kentucky
love this
was
Kentucky team.
they kind of let one go, didn't they?
They did, but it was I don't know. I feel like I feel like we talked about this leading into the Champions Classic that this sort of event there should be no such thing as a loss. Now Michigan State did lose. Michigan State might be in trouble. They cannot hit an open shot to save their lives. And I think the expectation because they missed everything against JMU, and I think the expectation was that at some point they will start making shots. And I think a lot of people circled the Duke game as like they'll find their shot. Don't worry. You can't continue to be that cold. And then they were like, watch this, and bricked everything.
They doubled down. Yeah.
But yeah, the Kentucky going into the game, I did not expect them to win. They are they have like at least 2 7-footers on their roster that they're expecting to get back at some point. They did not play last night. They're very young. Kansas is not particularly young. Kansas is the number 1 team in the country. Like everything was trending towards like Kentucky's not going to win this game, but if they show flashes, that will be exciting. And they did that and then some. So like yeah, it does suck that they choked it away. And yeah, ideally, when you're dominating the game in the fashion that they were for those stretches, they don't fuck it up. But I love this Kentucky team. I love this Kentucky.
So I need your help, and this is I'm getting up there in age, and 44 now, and things don't really work as much as they used to, as well as they used to, and I've just been tired lately. It's just a lot of stress, and I'm having trouble getting my Duke hate boner. As I'm trying, it's not coming up like it used to. ever since Coach K left, I don't hate Duke as much. Is that a problem? Do you suffer from the same affliction?
I do. I thought about that. Jake Marsh and I were big Jays, and we went to the post game press conference in Shire, and the boys are up there, and we're watching them talk, and that kind of dawned on me then, like just watching Shire do a press conference. I was like, I think I respect him. I think I like him. You know,
he makes a lot of sense.
He's not. There's really nothing to hate about the
guy. Not a dickbag.
No. But he's also not like pompous, you know, because I think Coach K will tell you that he did everything the right way and he was all class and all this sort of shit, but he was like so fucking arrogant about it, and also was, by the way, not doing everything with all class. But Shire feels very genuine. Yeah, it's difficult, and their players aren't hit. Like Filipowski is a white guy on Duke who's their best player,
right? And he's not that hateable.
He's not really hateable.
None of the other players are that hateable.
Yeah.
The other night when they played Arizona,
Ryan Young a little bit.
They played Arizona Friday night, and they kept panning to Coach K in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, get it. I hate him. He shouldn't be sitting there. I don't like this. We don't need to see his reaction. Last night, I didn't see Coach K.
I think the problem, too, is we talked about this not too long ago, that the Duke Carolina rivalry was a series finale, and I think the Coach K part of it all was a series finale, and I think Duke basketball, it was all just like the finality of it all happening on that stage to that team in that manner. I think the Duke haters amongst us, we were like, we won. It's over. It's done. And and then you turn the TV back on and you thought you had killed them and they're back, but it's like they're back in a very different form. It's just very confusing. Because
they didn't recast the Coach K character with just another hateable actor.
No.
They totally wrote a new character. It's a new character. It's not Coach K.
Yeah, they rewrote everything.
They rewrote everything.
The whole team feels different.
Yeah. Kind of refreshing. Probably won't do as good as in the ratings.
The Cameron Crazies will still get you, you know? Like, you still watch games at Duke and you see the Crazies.
Yeah.
They cut to the crowd. And,
I don't like the cadence they have with "Let's go Duke." Go Duke. I don't like that.
Yeah, you go to a Duke game in person, the fans they remain the same.
They're still assholes. Good, thank God. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how we handle this, because I don't think. This is what I was saying about Cooper Flagg, though, is that I think when you just default hate the Duke white guy, it actually makes you the asshole, and you lose the argument. You have to hate the guy who's actually hateable, and Cooper Flagg might end up being that, but
you can't force the hate.
We can't force the hate, and I think that's where we're at with Duke as a whole. Is that there are people out there that'll be like, fuck it, I still hate him. I'll still hate Shari. I'll still hate, and that's fine. You do you, but from my perspective, that kind of makes you the asshole.
Need to be hateable. So
let them be hateable, and then we'll just fall in line.
Do you propose that we just put our hate in our pocket and be a little patient? Maybe some hate will come back around for Duke.
Yeah, or do you find another program? I think it'll come back around because there's still.
But the problem is, Kansas. I guess
Kansas
could
is
hate.
hateable this year. Hunter Dickinson's very very hateable.
That leads to a question.
But,
I don't want to steal it from him.
Go ahead.
That leads to a question Ebo had. Ebo, throw it out there.
Who is the most hateable Duke white guy that didn't go to Duke?
Wow.
You put the player on Duke, and he becomes like a Christian Laettner or a Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
Brad Davison.
I mean, Aaron Kraft would have been hated at Duke, right?
Aaron Kraft.
He would have been hated at Duke.
Brad Davison, Aaron Kraft.
Would Jimmer have been hated at Duke?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he might have.
Yeah,
I think he would have.
But he wasn't super cocky. But he would have been hated. Would it have been justified? I don't know. I
feel like he would have gotten residual. Wasn't he right after J.J. Redick, like 2 years after J.J. Redick? He would have gotten residual J.J. hate.
Yeah.
What was it, 5?
Yeah, Redick was 06.
06?
It was 11. Yeah.
Well, I agree to disagree.
No, hold on. 11.
No, agree to disagree.
Minus 6.
That's your opinion, dude. And I respect it. I respect you as an American. 5. Hey, we're family. Family.
Family.
Brandon,
we're family.
TJ.
Families can fight.
TJ. Say family.
Families sometimes feud.
Family.
Connor.
Family.
Ebo.
Family.
Okay.
Family.
Your guy's just dying. he gets less healthy every time.
The heartbeat thing.
Yeah.
There's more gaps between each beat. He's like coughing as he's.
We're gonna have to have a funeral for Mark's guy one day.
We need to show up and try to play for the Family Feud as a family.
We could do it now.
The Walker Titus family.
Oh, we literally bring our family here. We bring the whole da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da.
What's up, Steve?
Are you confident in your family's ability? Like, if you could pick your 5 best family members for Family Feud, are you confident they could win the game and then the $20,000?
I would love to watch Family Feud between our families, and all the questions are about like coastal elite shit.
Yeah, right.
It's like category sushi restaurant, but the
finance
top 5 answers on the board. Best sushi rolls to find in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And both of our families are, what the fuck?
My Uncle Donnie's like, can you put squirrel in that?
Finance.
Yeah, most hateable Duke white guys that didn't go to Duke. I mean, Hunter Dickinson.
But here's the thing about Hunter Dickinson.
Oh, Drew Timme.
Drew Timmy's a good answer. The thing about Hunter Dickinson that I was on, I've been on for a couple years, but I still fall into the trap. Hunter Dickinson wants to be hated so badly that it kind of. People still hate him, but like
give it to
you
him,
you could see right through it. Yeah, you could see right. Like part of what made Grayson Allen so fascinating to me is Grayson Allen truly thought that he was a good guy, and Coach K would do interviews, and Coach K would do the Steve Kerr bullshit where he's like, listen, he's misunderstood. Mm-hmm. Grayson's a great kid. He's one of the best kids we had.
That's pretty good.
Hunter Dickinson. I had a co-host who used to do.
You had a co-host before me?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd never heard
Jake
of you
Marsh.
before Barstool.
Yeah, Jake Marsh was.
I would have put you with Marty Mush, but sure.
But that's what made Grayson Allen so hateable is that like we were sold by the Duke program that this guy was just a great kid who's misunderstood when he's tripping all these people and losing his fucking mind on the court and all that sort of thing. Hunter is very much wants to be the villain. He wants to be a heel so badly that it kind of like. It does work. You do hate him, but it's also like I see what you're doing here, and I see that you want me to hate you, and it kind of ruins the fun of hating you.
That's one of the things coaches will do to get away from their players being assholes. College coaches, when their player like Grayson Allen is doing something, come on, guys, he's a kid.
Yeah,
he's a good kid. He is a good kid.
He's a kid.
He's a good child. This is a toddler, basically.
These guys are kids that are playing college sports, but also we should give them full autonomy to do whatever the fuck they want and pay them lucrative salaries because they're adults and they deserve to be paid and they deserve salaries and they deserve.
But when he tripped that guy,
you can't criticize him because he's just a little bit. He's just a little kid.
Just look at him. He's a good shot.
Little kid. But also it's disgusting that we're not paying him.
That's how I talk to my kids now. They're like 14.
That is awesome to be a college athlete because you can just like flip your identity whenever you want. Whatever.
You were a college athlete. Did you know that?
Thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
I sometimes forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. They're sometimes they get treated like they're 13 years old. Other times it's like these guys are 30 and they deserve to be. They deserve to be paid. I
kind of want to flesh out this idea of can I replace Duke? I hate Kentucky. You don't seem to hate Kentucky. I hate John Calipari.
The problem with I do hate Kentucky. For this particular Kentucky team, the conundrum I found myself in is I don't particularly like Kentucky as a program, but I do. One of the things I like more than anything else is being right.
Yeah.
And
you like this group of players.
And I was very early on this Kentucky team being underrated, and I think they're going to be very, very good. And a lot of people in college basketball circles have tried to talk me out of that opinion, but like all summer I was saying I think that they're going to be pretty fucking good. And it's a vintage John Calipari team. And I feel like they should have been top 10 to start the year. So yeah, I don't necessarily love Kentucky as a program being happy and John Calipari being happy, but I like being right, and I said that they were going to be good, and I think they are going to be good.
So you value yourself over
correct? Yes,
over
correct.
Right or wrong.
Yeah, Kentucky, but Kentucky doesn't have. Kentucky's hateable. Kentucky's definitely hateable, but Kentucky.
Well, their fans believe they should roll out of bed and win national titles,
right?
And they deserve it,
right?
And their fans make it worse. I'd say Kentucky fans are worse than Duke fans.
Cal demands the spotlight at all times, and everything
That's
he does is for the spotlight. And then the second that he fucks up, and he has the spotlight, and we're all watching him fuck up, and then we're like, all right, we're watching, and then he fucks up, and then we're like, ha, you just fucked up. he did Kentucky and the Kentucky fans they sometimes do like to be like the whoa. Why you
dude?
Why you coming to me? Why you?
He's just giving these kids an opportunity.
Yeah.
These are just kids.
We have
Coach Cal's just a kid, dude.
a lot of kids. That's my thing with Kentucky is you can tell Cal likes his team when he stops calling his players kids and he starts calling them my guys.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the marker of.
I wonder what the first if you're like a freshman and like by December he calls you my guy.
That's the thing to keep your eye on. Is Cal is like I'm trying to like last I didn't actually see what he said the post game press conference or anything, but I imagine there's
you went home and went to bed.
Like I just got to teach these kids, how to finish games. I got to teach these kids how to value the basketball, not turn it over so much. Some of these shot selections. But then come January, if he's like, I'm so proud of my guys. My guys are these guys behind me. And he's doing a press conference or a post game. Interview on the court, and some of the players are huddled behind him, and they're rubbing his hair, and he's like, "I'm just so proud of these guys, man. These guys." He puts Dillingham and he just gives him a noogie on it. He's like, "Oh, these guys, man, these fucking guys."
Now, does it ever go to like in March if they wins the title, or are they like men? What or is guys the upper echelon?
I think guys is the upper. I don't think he ever calls them men.
I think it might circle back, and you know what? I think it might circle back to kids. I think it'll be like. At the end, coach, your second national title. I tell you what, man, these kids, they got in here and they bought in.
Because I think his NBA players are still his guys. I think he will say like
John Wall's his guy.
He'll put out like a tweet that's like, happy for all my guys in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox and Anthony Davis played really well last night. Love those guys.
Yeah,
they were great kids.
I mean, listen, guys, this is something to aspire to over on the couch. Your kids are doing great.
Yeah. We do like yeah. We just gotta if we can just kind of teach these kids how to.
We gotta teach them the ropes here.
Is there an instance in college football that you had a similar thing that college basketball people are going through with Duke, where it's a detestable program, you fucking hate their guts, you hate the coach, you hate the culture, you hate everything about them, and then something happens, snap of a finger, and you're like, I can be honest, I can't really.
Wow, that's a great fucking question. I think
really hate them as much.
I do think hateability in football rolls over better than basketball because I don't know. In the instance of Coach K, he was there for 40 years, right? Yeah, and it's a complete identity change when he leaves to somebody else, even if it's.
I do think college basketball is more coaches, and it's not always this way, but it does feel like college basketball is more the coaches, and college football is the program and the entity, the school.
So what? So Oklahoma 10 years ago, Oklahoma now, Oklahoma in 10 years they're just Oklahoma. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It was Stoops. It was Lincoln Riley. Now it's Venables. It could be somebody else in 10 years. It's still the same program. Yeah. I think it's more program oriented than coach oriented.
I'm trying to think of like Pete Carroll at USC. He was cool. People liked him, right? But then they kind of didn't.
But it's like they're not hateable. Like there's nothing hateable about USC. What?
I think a lot of people would.
Who would disagree with it?
They're sniffing Kizzy on that one.
Big Kizzy.
You're sniffing Big Kizzy.
I'm not sniffing it.
Who's sniffing?
But there might be ops.
There's ops.
There might be ops who would sniff Kizzy.
What? Tell me what he's saying.
I'm gonna be honest, Brandon. I have no idea.
Ops, doing tricks on it, little bro.
No.
Yeah.
There's ops, dude.
There's ops.
There's ops sniffing Big Kizzy.
That are opposition?
Yeah.
Ops is somebody that's preying on your downfall.
Yeah. Who's preying on my downfall?
Who's your number one op?
Bosco.
Yep.
Like what? Who could Ohio State hire after Ryan Day leaves? That they're always going to hate Ohio State, but who?
Well, that's actually a great question. Ohio State's a great example.
Who could they hire where they'd be like, I don't know if I hate him that.
Okay, so Ohio State under Urban Meyer.
Like Tressel was the guy.
But Ohio State under Urban Meyer.
But then people fucking hated Tressel.
And then Ohio State under Day, two different men. The hate's still the same. I feel like I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. And I think of Urban Meyer at Florida. Well, they just went from Urban Meyer to irrelevant, though, and that's different.
Dude, I'm telling you,
apathy is worse than hate.
If Jim Tressel,
somebody's out there that I can't figure out in my mind.
If Jim Tressel had been the coach at like Kansas, and had the exact same career, he would be one of the most beloved football coaches. This country.
Well, also, if he were the coach at Kansas and Kansas players got free tattoos, he would have been like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. I'm suspending them 2 games, and he'd still stay. He'd have stayed there. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I did Tressel. I think I don't know. I'm in too deep. I fucking love Tressel. Tressel is legitimately like
some 41
human being. Yeah, I don't give a shit about his coaching. He's just like the nicest guy ever.
That was a good.
People fucking hated him, and I don't understand it.
That was a great early 2000s song that appeared in every teen movie. That's not the song, is it?
It's Fat Lip.
Yeah, you're doing Fat Lip.
What are we? I thought
I'm
you
in too deep,
you said
and I'm
Sum
trying
41.
to keep all the sounds in my head. 'Cause they're going under, 'cause I'm in too deep.
Fat Lip was way better than.
No, In Too Deep was better than Fat Lip.
I guarantee Fat Lip charted higher.
Who,
Hold up.
who do you think has more Spotify listens right now, In Too Deep or Fat Lip?
Fat Lip.
Well,
Fat
I guess I'll fucking check. That's what I'll fucking do right now.
Fat Lip charted higher. I know that much. Fat Lip.
Let's bet $1,000 right now.
Fat Lip on TRL, which is the only chart I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Fat Lip had a higher
All right.
peak.
All right. Sum 41 artist. In Too Deep.
And there's the silence.
454. No, I'm
there's-
going to win this. 454,608,110. Fat Lip 391.
That doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Why? How's that not mean a thing?
That means that kids these days are morons. I'm talking about in the moment, dude. You're that doesn't matter.
All right. Well, you think it
matter.
charted higher?
It charted higher. Fat Lip did.
You
yeah.
sure?
Positive.
How do I look that up?
What chart do you want?
The charts.
TRL.
Dude, the charts.
TRL, dude. Who was higher on the TRL?
Billboard Hot 100.
Kids today don't have TRL and it shows. I don't know how.
Fat Lip peaked at 66 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100.
It's not great.
Hell yeah.
It's not great, Bob. Not.
That's pretty good.
Yes, Connor?
Could you run me through? I've seen some like actual scenes of it, but
I'm gonna
what
hate
was TRL? Like, what was the whole?
Wow.
Well, that's actually a good question.
Because I was at the tail end of it.
Sorry, I was going to answer.
I don't need this existential crisis right now, honestly. I don't need.
In Too Deep did not.
I don't need a guy with a beard asking me what TRL was. God, that fucking hurts.
All right, I'll say it very simply. You'd get home from school from 3 to 5, 2 hours of music, interviewing famous people, and a bunch of girls screaming in the back. Yes?
Yeah.
I saw the screaming girls in the back, but I was what the actual purpose of the show was. I
Played
didn't know.
music videos.
Go to
Who had the
Request Live.
hottest?
Yeah, whoever was
Who had
hot.
the hottest-
Yeah.
But then
You
bringing
re-
people.
Oh,
You
Ludacris.
requested-
Ludacris is in town. Hey, Ludacris, how's your
You
next
requested the hottest video of the week.
Mhm.
Everyone like voted on it, I guess, but the voting was it wasn't always transparent, right? Because the first transparent voting we got was American Idol, right, where they do the like text this
Yeah.
number and we
Yeah.
can track in live.
Yeah, it was just
live
phone
time.
voting, right?
It was you could see who's gonna stay and who's gonna go coming up after the break.
And then they had the 1 week of the
but-
year. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that in TRL it was more ambiguous. Like I wasn't really sure how you voted, but like people voted on what video they wanted to see and then they played them in order.
Total Request Live.
Then they had the one week a year where they'd go to Cancun or Panama City, and it was just titties all week.
Yeah.
TRL
That was-
from Spring Break,
that was
MTV Spring Break.
MTV
Yeah,
Spring Break. Was that
but
was-
all their
was that
shows,
TRL?
would,
the whole network was.
yeah, all their shows would go,
Yeah.
and then they would just like
Dude, this is titties.
it was just titties. It was
You do
wet
mostly
t-shirt
I
contest.
sports Spring
can't-
Break this year.
Hmm?
Mostly
Titties and real-
sports Spring Break.
Oh,
We could do a mostly sports Spring Break. Where do y'all want to do it? I don't want to go to the beach though.
You always had to go to Cancun.
ECB.
Let's go to like Lexington or something. Let's go to Dayton.
Did we figure out who charted higher? By the way,
Fat Lip charted at 66
So
on US
66
Billboard Hot
is very
100
low.
weekly, and
66 is very
In Too
low.
Deep didn't chart.
That seems
On Billboard.
wrong. That seems wrong.
Damn.
There's no way In Too Deep didn't chart.
damn,
There's no way In Too Deep didn't chart. You're lying if you say that.
damn.
Well, how do we know the song if it didn't chart? Because I'm in too deep and I'm trying.
Yeah, it's probably hot on Spotify because it was in some dipshit commercial or like some stupid fucking
It
video.
was in American
game
Pie
that-
too, dude. It was in American Pie too.
That was Fat Lip was on TRL. They're jumping up and down by the pool, right? Isn't that the Fat
It might
Lip
have been
video?
in Summer Catch as well. I don't know if I remember it in Summer Catch, but it might have been. That was a bad movie. Jessica Biel, god damn.
TRL fucking ruled.
Jessica Biel,
What's
god
the-
damn.
What's the number one TRL video that comes to mind?
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah, I think so. They had my buddy sent me a website not too long ago that they had like the TRL Hall of Fame. There's like a website that tracked. Try to find that TJ.
where-
It had like a list of all the retired song because they had to retire some videos because like was like "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" is gonna be the number one.
Oh, that's right.
It'd be 5 years running.
It's like the butt fumble for the not top 10.
Yeah. Great call, Brandon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be number one forever.
Yeah. Pull that up if you can find the TRL Hall of Fame. Can I just give it up one more time for Jessica Biel? God damn.
Dude, it was.
Is that just me?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
You think it's this?
That doesn't look like
This
it.
old ass website?
Angel Fire?
It actually feels like it would be.
Faith by Limp Bizkit does make sense. All I Have to Give, Backstreet Boys, that makes sense. Pretty Fly for a White Guy, that was on a lot.
Yeah.
Offspring is a band that didn't really last.
65-day rule. It could only be on for 65 days, and then they would retire it.
Oh, God, I must have spent a little more time on You by NSYNC. God
The
damn.
Hardest Thing by 98 Degrees.
The hardest
great title of a
thing.
song.
Yeah.
I'll show you the hardest.
Talking about penis.
Talk about my penis.
Ba with the ba.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're just looking at songs now?
Well, I was just trying to figure out what the quintessential TRL song was. TRL video, I guess, because that was part of it too. It wasn't just the song. You gotta have the video to go with. Oh baby, baby.
Where was I supposed?
Dude, Spring Break was so awesome.
You know she's from Mississippi.
That's right.
Basically.
Yeah. Elvis is too.
Kinda. She's actually from Louisiana, but it's actually Mississippi.
Did they do a wet T-shirt contest? On
Yeah,
MTV?
I think they did, but
live on MTV. Spring Break.
Thought they did. They definitely did. Like walk the catwalk in a bikini and just normal.
Dude, I gotta say, not that I want to absolve myself from all responsibility of, at this point I'm old enough that I could change my behavior patterns and how I view the world, my worldview, all that sort of shit. Very, very confusing to grow up in the 90s and early 2000s and just be told by society that just like every rap video has fat ass shaking in the background, and you're watching MTV and it's like wet T-shirt contest and titties in your face, and like the fucking man show has the juggies, and like it's just like we're like sucking on the fucking sucking it, and we're fucking sucking it, and we're fucking, and we're titties, and we're fucking, and that's like the whole thing. And I'm 12 years old, and I'm like, I guess that's being grown up, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna be sucking and fucking at all times. And
false advertising.
And then you turn like 24 and you're firing off a tweet where you're like, you know what I could use right now? Some sucking and some fucking from some big-tittied fucking sucking fuckers. And then everyone's like, dude, come on. You can't say that.
It is kind of crazy.
Very confusing.
In the 90s, like, society went vulgar as hell.
Vulgar as hell, dude.
The language on TV, the fucking titties were everywhere, everything. So you think, all right, 20 years later, I'm going to be raising kids. No, society has done a 180.
180.
Now my kids they don't have titties in their face. They don't have cuss words
Dad,
in their
you can't
face.
say that.
They're watching a fucking YouTube player playing goddamn Minecraft.
It's very confusing. It's very confusing. I just wanted to get that off my
I thought we live in a world of titties and cuss words.
I really thought when I was growing up, by the time I'm raising kids, like they won't even need the T-shirts. They'll just be doing wet titty contests.
They'll just be walking around naked.
Just everybody's naked. Everybody's sucking and fucking. That's what I thought.
Vince McMahon, you promised me a better life. You promised
What happened, dude? Somewhere in the mid-2000s, hard pivot, but the cement had dried, and when I got to college, I was like, I can't change my behavior. Like, dude, even like reading shit, like Tucker Max is putting it, like he was the #1 author.
Like in
writing a book about just fucking chicks, basically.
In middle school in fucking 1998, I'm sure teachers just got tired of that. Yeah. There's probably a 38-year-old teacher right now walking the halls. I just wish one kid would
say suck it.
Just one. Well, maybe not. If I say it out loud, I wish one kid would say "suck it" to me. Okay, maybe, yeah.
No, but the point stands.
The point
stands. Kids these days are pussies, and I think that's what we're really trying to drive.
We're all pussies, I believe. One more sports topic, then we can get silly.
Okay.
The
suck it and fuck it rant was not silly enough.
I did like the
here we go. Sum 41, 0 #1 hits, 0 top 10 hits. What? One song made it onto the.
It's the only Billboard song.
Oh, this is Billboard.
It's the only song
I thought
that
this
ever
was TRL.
This doesn't make sense. I know the song. How did it not chart?
It's in like every mashup ever for like college DJs.
What are you doing?
That's what the song says, right?
Okay.
They had a banger song in Madden.
Storming through the party like my name was El Nino.
Yeah.
God.
In the back of El Camino.
Madden soundtracks were unbelievable back then.
I think it was the Vince Young soundtrack that they had a song in.
Remember, it was at the song where it's like, "Doctor said my mom should have had an abortion." And I remember being like 14, and I was like, "Fuck, that goes hard." Whoa, the doctor said my mom should have had an abortion. Holy shit! And he wouldn't even be here. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Sports. The committee doesn't have a flair for the dramatic. Georgia jumped Ohio State last night, which is fine. I think Georgia deserves to be number one. I think they've been rolling along and, beating number 9, 52-17. But, committee, it doesn't matter. These numbers don't matter at all right now. Just go ahead and make Ohio State, Michigan number 1. Just go ahead 1 and 2. Just go ahead and make it a 1 and 2 matchup. Oh, there's your poll right
I think
there.
the numbers do matter.
You think?
I think the numbers matter. I think the numbers – it doesn't matter insofar as, nobody's going to – it would be absolutely –
insofar?
Yeah, insofar. It's one word. It's 3 words, but it's actually 1 word.
You think they feel crowded in that word?
Yeah.
What are you doing here for?
Dude, I used to be my own word. How the fuck did I get paired up with these 2 other words? How many? What an insane show this is.
Forget this. How many other words are 3 words in one? Wherewithal? But that's just 3
nonetheless.
Sounds. That's 3 sounds. Nonetheless.
That's a good one.
Albeit.
Because less doesn't like none at all.
Nonetheless, yeah. Albeit. Because that's kind of.
But that loses an L, so that word had to squeeze in and lost an L.
Yeah.
No, words got it tough, man.
I do think the numbers matter. I think the rankings matter. I think if it doesn't matter insofar, there it is again, as none of these programs are gonna be so embarrassing as to brag years after the fact that they were once number 1 in the college football playoff, at a certain point in the season, not even at the end of the season, just at a certain week.
That's a great accomplishment.
That doesn't matter, obviously, but getting a peek into what's going on in the committee's brain matters, right?
Forgive me, but I would say being ranked in the number 1 spot of the college football
at the end of the year
is a hell.
At the end of the year, yeah,
it's a hell of an accomplishment.
At the end of the year, yeah.
And imagine being the one for the first one ever. You live forever. Nobody remembers who won the 2014 national title. Everybody remembers Mississippi State was the first number 1 of all time. Who won the 2014 national title? Anybody? See, nobody. Nobody knows. Huh? Bless you.
Ohio State, but Connor actually thought Michigan was the best team in the country.
No, not that year.
You know.
I know. I'm trying to delay it.
Okay.
I sent the group the graphic Fox put out where they said that the teams, that was actually a shockingly low number of teams
7?
that have been number 1 in the college football playoff rankings at any point in time ever. Because it has been almost 10 years now, right?
I think it was 7, right?
Yeah, it's been 7 teams in 10 years.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years. What is it, 9 years?
This is the 10th year.
This is the 10th year.
The 10th season, yeah.
Only 7 teams in 10 years have ever been number 1.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Correct.
Georgia.
Yes.
Is it weird that Clemson hasn't? Or is there something
Clemson
weird
has.
with Clemson? They have?
Clemson has.
That's when you got the drip.
Mississippi State?
Mississippi State.
Florida State?
No. I don't think Florida State was on there, were they?
They weren't. I guess you're. They wouldn't have been the first year.
There's 2 more left. It's LSU and Tennessee.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. Hold on. Just really separate some men from the boys. I got 5 of them, right? I got 2 left.
You got 2 left. It's LSU and Tennessee. Those are the 2 that you have left. Go ahead.
What about
Whenever
Tennessee last year? Right?
Tennessee
last year,
yes.
and then
1 more. Whenever you're ready.
Small
It
amount
answers
of P's,
LSU.
Small amount of P's. Fantastic Four. Is it LSU?
There you go. All 7. Good job, Brandon.
All right.
You did it.
All right.
No, I think 1, it was deserved for Georgia to jump Ohio State, but 2, I do like that because doing it, everyone pretends like it doesn't matter, but also you and I both know if the committee just pops in at the end and said, we need this to kind of track what they're thinking, because if they just pop in at the end and they're like, Ohio State is actually 7th. We felt like Kyle McCord's ass. So
that would be hilarious. If they went the first 7 rankings, they're like, all right, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. They get to the last one. All right, here's the real
rankings. None of these.
Come on.
Yeah.
We were selling commercials for the last 7 weeks.
So, yeah, I agree. It doesn't matter because there's still games to be played. If you're Washington or Oregon, you're on the outside looking in, but also if you take care of business, you're in. So it's let's not overreact to not being in the top 4. But I think it matters because it just kind of shows what they're thinking. And if there are any inconsistencies in logic, we can then ask the committee chair to burn in hell after the fact.
Insofar
And, yeah.
as heretofore.
Yeah, so far as heretofore.
Wherewithal.
If Georgia wins all their games and somehow slips to third,
yeah,
we can lose our minds at that. What else? You want to get silly? You want to do it? I mean, we probably
we need to do it. But can I just preface it before we get into it? I had two things to say. Number one, we got to get our boy a win. His takes so recently have been so bad. He was the cool guy of the week, and then didn't really live up to it.
Squandered it immediately.
If we're being honest.
Squandered it immediately.
Immediately.
All he had to do to be the cool guy was just literally say nothing. Just be like,
be cool.
Oh man, I don't give a fuck.
Just be
just
cool.
Say, literally, anytime we throw it to him, you're like, Connor, what are your thoughts? And you're like, to be honest with you, I kind of don't give a fuck.
Instead,
that would have been cool.
He went the opposite and showed up and said,
complete opposite.
You know what? Michigan was the best team in the country last year.
Yeah.
What about Georgia? Michigan. And that ruined him forever.
Yeah.
Now, he needs a win. We're lowering the baskets to 7 feet.
Yep.
And all he needs to do is make a few layups. You brought your 10 takes?
We're going to make a few layups. We are going to then cut out all the bad takes, which I know there are a lot of them coming. And then we're going to just try to put out like a mixtape of Connor's takes that are only the good takes to try to convince everybody that Connor is actually good.
Are we going to react positively to some of them for the mixtape?
I think we as a show.
Oh, this dude's spitting.
I think that's the point of this is that you and I have to. We kind of have to. We need him to get a win, so we do have to be supportive.
We need him on the team. Okay.
Family.
Yeah. Okay. So
family.
My second thing to introduce this, if you fans do watch Family Guy, I watch Family Guy a lot. If you watch it, sometimes that Peter will be like, "All right, folks, it's a Meg episode. Here's the remote. Don't blame me if you change it. This next 15 minutes is our Meg episode." So
I have some stuff in here that
shut up, Meg.
Is meant to spark some conversation. That I believe everything.
You have 10 takes.
Connor, that's not what we asked you to do.
Hold on.
No, I actually have a question.
We asked you to just
if
dunk
you give,
on a 7-foot rim.
If you spark conversation, is that a good take?
A take isn't a take if it's not sparking.
Not like that's stupid, but if you're like, hey, that's a good discussion.
Doesn't even get what takes are. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You got 10.
I'm gonna start off. I have 10 takes, one in each of the major sports, including college football, and then I have 5 that are just miscellaneous.
All right, does that take number 1 that you took the assignment as this?
Okay.
Because I wanted to sparse them out a little.
Take number 1.
All right. Take number 1. In the MLB, I think there's a strong case to be made that Rob Manfred is either the worst or the best commissioner in sports.
It's a good take. It's a good take. Now, I will say
I can see your thought process.
That's
here.
not his though.
It's not mine. The real take
like
that
you're just repeating.
Yeah, you're. Just,
the real take that I have is that switch hitting is the most impressive thing that you can do in sports.
It's not bad.
I like that take. I think I'm.
All right, I'm gonna keep a tally. Here.
All right, so we got a good and bad list.
Yeah. I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna do bad.
And I think you're gonna do the same thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do good, bad, and who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck cares?
Okay. So I'm gonna go good, bad, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I got that one in the good.
I got that one in the good.
Because I agree. Switch hitting mystifies me.
And even if I sit and think on it and I ultimately disagree, I don't think he's that far off to where it's a bad take.
And I will always discuss switch hitting.
But I do think it's good.
I don't mind discussing switch hitting.
You can make the case that hitting a baseball in general is one of the toughest things you could do in sports.
I will say
and
switch
doing
hitters
it from both sides of the plate is insane.
Switch hitters are typically my favorite baseball players. Like the Cubs, any Cubs player that's a switch hitter, I fall in love with immediately.
If you told me to go out there right-handed, which I'm right-handed, against a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, I would think it was the most difficult thing I ever did. If you then said, all right, flip to the left-handed side, I'd laugh. I'm like, no, I can't. That's impossible. And there are guys that do it professionally. Good take, Connor. Good take.
Thank you very much.
Maybe dude switch hitters?
Oh, yeah.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is a switch hitter? I don't think I knew that.
I hope so.
We're naming dudes?
Yeah.
Ben Zobrist.
Mickey Mantle.
I don't know a lot of switch hitters as it turns out. I was thinking Chipper. I swear to God, I was. I swear to God, I was. I wasn't 100% sure he's a switch hitter.
Who?
Chipper Jones.
Yeah, Chipper Jones. Eddie Murray.
He was a stand-up, wasn't he? He was like a comedian.
No, that's
Chris Rock.
That's Chris Rock.
Yeah. Why can I not remember switch hitters?
I don't know.
Did I say Ian Happ already? I'm just gonna do Cubs.
You didn't say Ian Happ. I thought he was just lefty. Is he a switch hitter?
No, he's a switch.
Mark Teixeira.
Ozzie Albies.
Who's the best? I feel like switch hitters.
It's Pete Rose, Mickey
Teixeira's
Mantle.
a power hitter. Who's switch hitters? They like just fucking smoke home runs.
Eddie Murray had 500 home runs.
I always feel like switch hitters are typically
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
He would have had 600
Do you
home
agree with
runs.
that, or am I off on that? Like when you think of a typical switch hitter, it's a guy that just like
I think of guys that like just hit singles and doubles.
singles and doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good contact hitters.
Like Tony Gwynn feels like he should have been.
He should have been a switch hitter.
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn probably was a switch hitter. Tony Gwynn hitting right-handed probably could have. If you told Tony Gwynn you can only hit right-handed,
He'd hit 280.
Yeah, he would have been awesome. He was just so good left-handed. He was like, "Fuck it, I don't need to switch to the right." Okay, that's one. We got 9 more to go.
All right. Take number 2. In hockey, we actually were talking about fights earlier, so I scratched this one. But my second hockey take is NHL referees deserve way more credit and are the best referees in any league. They're the least invasive. They're also on the ice skating around with everybody, and you forget that they're there.
Kind of feels like he's pandering a little bit here to the
Yeah.
referee community.
That feels like I don't know.
Are you just saying just
impressive.
because they know how to skate?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't think he's wrong, but I feel this might be a who the fuck cares.
I feel like
it
this
could be.
fuck cares
It could
too.
be.
Who the fuck cares?
I feel like I get the hockey Twitter. I get complaints about the refs a lot. I'm gonna go who the fuck cares.
Originally, it was about fights, but then we talked about fights earlier.
You're saying because you're saying because they skate around.
That's what
That's
it
basically-
boils down to. They
Because,
do everything a
because
basketball
if
ref does.
If that's the argument, I would say soccer ref. That
They
fucking
run the whole
runs all day. And most of them stink, to be clear. But they have one ref that has to. I know they got the
You know
line
what?
guys, but the one guy is running
now that I think
the
about
whole
it,
fucking field.
umpires got the shit figured out. They don't have to run anywhere.
Home plate ump, hot summer day, wearing all the equipment, squatting.
Dude, third base ump, what's he doing? He don't have to
Third
move.
base, yeah, he's easy.
He's got the easiest job in sports.
He just has to pretend like he knows if the bat broke the plane, which he doesn't.
It never does. No.
He doesn't know that.
All
How many pitches are thrown in a typical baseball game?
Like
250?
250, yeah.
250-ish?
Yeah.
If I gave you 3 hours to do 250 bodyweight squats, could you do it?
Could I do it? No. Would I want to do it? Also no. I got one good, one who the fuck cares.
Okay. This
yeah,
one,
I'm putting that in who the fuck cares as well.
This one might spark some debate. College football.
Better be
That's a
strong
good
here.
take. I like that take.
Better be strong.
Go on.
While the NFL, I'd say, is far and away the best product in the world. The
Are you
best
putting
sports product
takes in
the
your
world.
takes now?
Yes.
Okay. Layers to the takes.
I would say that having your primary game day for the NFL be on Sunday is way worse than having your primary game day be on Saturdays like college football does. I'm not saying like they can change.
I'm going to say, Connor, I mean this. I'm a college football guy. I'm going to say bad take.
Bad take?
I'm going to say Sunday is a better game day.
Why?
Sunday's a lazier day. Sunday's a better day to
hold
lay on
on.
the couch. Saturday, you could
Hold
have
on.
activities on Saturday.
Hold on. I think this is an age answer. I think because I'm right in the middle of both of your age. I'm probably more Connor's age than your age.
I don't
to be
think
honest.
so.
Maybe
no,
not
I
right
think
in the
you're
middle.
close.
I'm probably
You're
more,
closer to me.
probably more Connor's
On the
age.
sliding
to be
scale.
honest.
Connor, how old are you?
More-
I'm about to be 24.
You're about to be 24. I'm 44, so I think you're a little closer to the big dog here.
Fuck. I think both of you are right. I think when you're an old washed up man like you, the lazy Sunday on the couch
Yeah.
is very appealing to just throw football on. Saturdays you do want to get out in the yard, rake some leaves. You want to go run some errands.
But I don't think being lazy on Sunday is an age thing. I did that when I was a kid. I did that when I was 19.
I just think Sunday is,
But when I'm young, I do want to like hit the bars.
Yeah,
watch
you want to
football
celebrate
games.
a win.
It's so much more fun to go hit the bars on a Saturday than a Sunday. If your team has like the Sunday night game, that's a brutal Monday morning.
Especially if you're going to the game.
Yeah, you're going to the game.
You
But
got
I
work
will
the
say,
next day,
as
you
I've
got
gotten
school the next
older,
day.
like the Saturday slate of games, I do get a little more like itch to like do something, and I want to get off the couch, and I'm like, I can't just sit
I feel like
here all
I'm
day.
missing life. On
yeah,
Saturday sometimes.
Saturday it's like
You don't feel like that on Sunday.
it's like, dude, I'm not that I'm wasting it because I fucking love watching football, but I'm also like, dude, I got to get out there and do something. Sunday, I never feel that. Sunday, I'm like, yeah, I'm absolutely just laying here.
I'm choosing to put that in the bad category. You do with it what you want. I have one good, one bad, one who the fuck cares.
I'm voting good because for Connor's, I think that's good for Connor. I think that's a good take.
What, are you lowering your standards?
No, I think for Connor's, I think if I'm putting myself in 24-year-old brain, I think that's a good take. I think I think the younger crowd that we have watching, following the show, the most heads,
the
highly regarded fans we
the
have,
postal elites, yes.
I think they would agree with the younger people would agree with Connor.
I think Saturday's just an elite day, and you have
Saturdays,
nothing to worry about the next day. Like you just can do whatever.
My understanding, Saturdays are not for football; they are for the boys. We still do that at this company.
TJ,
we still moving Saturdays for the boys.
I don't think so.
We should try.
TJ, did
bring that back?
We could just take it. We could just take it and
Okay.
Yeah, we should.
TJ, does the chat think that's a good take or a bad take?
They're debating it, which I guess makes it a good take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a take.
All right, I got you at 1-1-1. Continue.
All right. Next take. These next two are player specific. In the NBA, I don't think that there has been a single player in league history who has derailed his own legacy more without scandals, without controversy, than Kevin Durant has.
Harden.
That's a bad take.
James Harden.
Russell Westbrook.
James Harden.
Consider the trajectory of where they were going.
I think his legacy is in pretty good shape.
That's a bad take. I actually think that Durant, the older he gets, the better his legacy gets because he will do tricks on it for every young player.
Mm-hmm.
I can't log on to Instagram without seeing a quote from Kevin Durant that's like he's the next star of the league about like every rookie or second or third year guy.
Yeah, and he's right.
Which is a good legacy move.
James Harden is in the league right now.
It's James Harden, dude. It's not even close.
But no, we were never talking about James Harden potentially being one of the best top 5 players ever.
We're talking about him being pretty goddamn good.
Kevin Durant was in
won
that
MVP.
mix. I understand that. But Kevin Durant was in that mix, had a chance to knock off the best regular season team in NBA history, lost to him, then decided to join him, got 2 of the most meaningless rings ever. Then he decided to team up with Diva Kyrie Irving and completely derail everything, all types of momentum that he had.
I think,
and he's been kind of he blew up the Nets and then was forced.
You're arguing your take well. I will give you that. Still a bad take.
It's still James Harden, not even close. Because all the things you just said, James Harden apply to James Harden. He had a chance to knock off the 2017 Warriors with Durant, who were not technically by record the best team ever. But let's be honest, it was a 73-win team that added Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck me, that team is incredible. And James Harden, if James Harden would have continued the trajectory he was on, which was like averaging 4 or 5 points a game single-handedly, and then he beat the Warriors and won a couple titles, like he was in a position to be every bit as good legacy-wise as Kevin Durant was. He was. If he would have kept that going. Now, everyone kind of knew he wouldn't, but the guy was he invented fucking – he didn't really invent iso ball, but he invented –
perfected it.
Kind of perfected it. He kind of became the perfect iso player.
Also, really kind of the getting to the free throw line, he kind of perfected that. Right, he perfected several things. The Euro step kind of belonged to him for a little while, didn't it?
Yeah,
the free throw line Euro step where you just do it to get a foul.
Yeah,
foul baiting. Durant, which everybody fucking hates Harden. Durant's not. I mean, I see what you're saying.
People still love Durant.
I see what you're saying, but you can't.
Now they do.
No, it's Connor.
Connor, what you're doing though is you're arguing right now that Kobe's the GOAT.
It's a bad take.
Like it's not. Like I see what you're seeing.
It's a bad
but there's unfortunately a guy who's like pretty clearly the GOAT.
Put it in a bad list.
I just think
I think that's bad. I think that's a bad take.
I think he was universally loved when he was in OKC, and then he chose to go to the Warriors.
Your scoreboard currently for Titus, it is 2 good, 1 bad, 1 who the fuck.
I see what you're saying. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like if you said that on the show, we're not bringing the show to a screeching halt to yell at you for how stupid you are. But
okay. Thank you.
My scoreboard is 1 good, 2 bad, 1 who the fuck cares. Yes.
I just want to know: do you consider the peak of Durant's likability the speech about his mom at the MVP thing?
Yes.
Or the 3-1 on the Warriors?
You're the real MVP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think since he joined the Warriors, he's kind of not. I mean, going to the Nets is, he like teamed up with guys that were never going to work, and then did kind of have an attitude of like, I can't believe they've done this to me.
Yeah.
Also, there was always a
But-
ceiling on him, right? I mean, like he shared a league at the same time as LeBron James.
But
And
people
he's never-
thought there was a time where he could eventually surpass LeBron.
Nobody ever thought that.
Nobody thought that.
I don't think anybody. thought
Now it's
There was discourse of like,
There was nobody thought
there
that.
was no, but there was the Kevin Durant is a better pure scorer than LeBron discourse.
That's
was a
fine.
That's
That's
not
fine. There's a
players.
lot of other.
But they were saying that like he could overtake LeBron by
Rudy-
being like a Michael Jordan level like dominant scorer.
Rudy Gobert is a better rim protector than LeBron. That doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
There's way more facets to the game, and he was never going to be better than LeBron.
All right.
Ever.
Continue.
Football take.
You don't have to.
Wait, hold on. Why are you flipping pages?
Correct.
Like, how many? How big are your
Show
notes?
me the first page. that you
I expected
flipped off of.
10 bullet points.
Go
and
back
you
to the
got-
first page and show it to us.
Yeah, hold on a second. Why are you flipping pages like crazy? How extensive are these notes?
Can I be honest? The pages are totally blank. I've been going off. I've been going off of memorization this entire time.
I think
This guy is.
I think that's the coolest
We're-
thing he's ever done. I mean, that's the coolest thing he's ever done.
pages are totally blank.
You brought in a perfectly blank notebook when you have a laptop in your lap. What?
Because I thought the visual of me flipping through the notebook would be fun.
Did you go buy the notebook?
No, I had this already.
Where did we find this guy? Where did we find this guy? Holy shit!
All right.
He brought in a blank notebook.
I told Ebo before the show, I said, by the way, my notebook is blank. Don't say anything.
No. Next time we have something important to say, if we got some takes, we need the notebook and like.
I just noticed he's flipping over. I'm like, how?
Why did you flip it then?
Because I was trying to
For a
do it.
fact.
I wanted this moment.
But then I noticed
wanted
it. I
it.
was like, how many notes does he have on these fucking things? He's got to flip over.
And I was, yeah. Trust me, I knew what I was
Also,
doing.
you said from memory. Is it just on your screen on the laptop right now?
It's on my screen in case I forget. But I do have the tape.
Oh, you're not doing it from memory. It's on your screen.
I'm not looking at the screen.
It's an open note test, Brandon.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking at you guys as I deliver the
Which
tape.
you can read them. Like it wasn't.
Ebo, do you
we
ever
didn't-
sit
we
here
didn't
and
ask you
think-
to memorize your takes?
Wow, I share a couch with this guy.
Yeah, it's impressive. That was a good little bit.
All right,
That's
take
so
number
funny.
5.
That is so funny.
Take number 5.
All right. Take number 5. Let me find it.
Where are we at? We got 2 good, 1 bad, 1.
I got 1 good, 2 bad, 1 who the fuck.
Like I said yesterday, Tom Brady, GOAT. Patrick Mahomes, who knows, might make his way up there by the end of his career. But when it comes to the most talented quarterback ever, I think it's undoubtedly Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with that. That's a good take. I agree with that. I agree. I can't lie. I agree with that. That's a take that I also have.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm old, and I'm sorry. Dan Marino existed.
He's up there.
To me, it's Dan Marino. He had a bad defense, bad running game. If he played in this era, he would rewrite record books. To me, Dan Marino is more talented than Aaron Rodgers. But
It's not a bad take.
it's a take to discuss.
Yeah, it's not a bad take.
I'll give him a good take. I disagree. Okay, you can disagree with a good take, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Because there's other good takes that could be okay.
Right. It's just like I said, you can argue that LeBron or MJ is the GOAT, I guess, but like an example of just a horrendous take is Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Or Durant. If
well,
you're like,
it's also
I think Durant's the GOAT, then it's like, all right, that's a shitty fucking take.
you could also say the same thing if you said Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but LeBron's the most talented basketball player ever. I think that's a legitimate take.
Yeah.
And it's the same as that. Okay, good. I'm giving you a good take on that.
Thank you very much.
So
Yeah.
I'm at
That's a good
2-2.
take. What was his bad one? I forget already.
Durant, wasn't it?
That was the Durant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Durant.
I can't remember the other one, but I had 2 bad takes.
The NHL one that I just kind of came up with on the spot. That was the one. That
Yeah.
was like the
It
end.
was Durant. We literally just did it.
I thought that was your who the fuck cares.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right. We now get into miscellaneous.
You don't have to keep introducing the thoughts behind the takes.
I think that in the music category,
Well, this is a mostly take.
these are the rest are mostly.
We're playing fucking Jeopardy over here.
When it comes to weddings, dances, any type of like public thing where people are singing along and dancing, I think the song "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey is the best possible song you could roll out in those scenarios.
And what scenario again?
dances,
To
weddings.
get the party going?
To get the party going, or to end the party. I think that's a great time to wrap it up. You say, hey, don't stop believing. This is the last song of the night, and then we're bouncing. And obviously, it depends on what type of party it is, but I'm thinking for large public gatherings, that song will always play.
You've got half a good take here. You can't say weddings because Shout exists, right? There's other better wedding songs. However, you get a stadium full of people, timeout in the third quarter, and they throw on Journey's "Don't Stop Believing." I think that's a cheat that gets you going, right? So
All right. Is there okay? So here's the question:
"Don't Stop Believing" is like a perfect white people anthem.
Correct.
what are the candidates? Sweet Caroline,
Trash.
Caroline's up there.
Country Roads.
Come
Why
on,
do the
Eileen.
Germans love Country Roads so much? It is a great song. I mean, is it just that they love it because it's a great song?
I don't know.
But why?
John Denver's amazing.
Why specifically that song? I wonder.
"Don't Stop Believing's in this group, right?
Piano Man.
She's just a small town girl.
It's more of a southern thing with Dixieland Delight. It's a white people song.
Mr. Brightside.
I don't know.
Yeah, Mr. Brightside's the new one.
I
Generation.
don't know what to do with this take.
I don't either because I don't like it. Like when he said it, I don't like it. But it's like,
I'm giving him good. It got me to thinking about the other songs, and I liked it.
yeah.
I
I guess the point of the exercise, if it's not obviously bad,
Yeah.
you have to give him good.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll give him good.
So
I'll-
you're at
I'll
4
really like
goods.
that.
I'm at 3. What did we need him to get halfway here?
No, he's doing great. He's doing great. But this is what we needed. This is I'm not mad about this.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
I'm,
Dude, you're
I'm
hitting the
very
ball.
excited
You're
about
hitting
this
the ball well, and soon we'll move the team.
Because honestly, if he came in here and he was 0 for 10, we would have to kick him off the show, and I didn't want that to happen. I'm rooting for Connor. I want Connor to stick around. We're family.
You keep shooting like this, we'll move the basket back up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means
Not
a
right
lot.
now. Not right now.
Um,
Maybe we'll go from 7 feet to 8 feet, though.
All right. Well, I got some controversial ones in the back half, so we'll
Oh,
see
boy.
what
We're getting
what works out.
We're getting the
here.
Connor heat check coming up.
All right,
Take
go ahead.
9 is about the Middle East.
So this is take number 7.
This one. Wait, actually, oh yeah, this one. Food category, but also could be dating.
Stop
I think.
telling me the categories and just say the thing.
Heat categories.
Food, but it could be dating.
I think when you go out to a restaurant,
This is
With-
going to be bad. His food takes are bad.
when you go out to a restaurant on a first date, whoever asked the other person out, the onus should be on them to at least offer first to
No,
take the full
bad
bill.
Take.
Bad
Bad
take.
take.
Why
Bad
is that a
take.
bad
take.
Do you have a penis?
If you have a penis, you pick up the tab.
Do you have a
Bad
dick?
take.
Listen,
Bad take.
Do you have a penis?
yes, I do.
Pay for the
Pay for the-
fucking
pay for the
food.
food.
That's what I'm saying. So this is what happens. There was one time where I was asked out by a girl.
Don't tell me the story.
I'm
I
just
will-
saying. And she took it on her. She was like, I was
I'm
the one who
giving
asked
you the chance right now not to tell me the story.
Did she pay?
Punt it.
No,
Punt it.
I paid.
Punt.
I paid.
Timeout and punt.
But I'm saying
What-
she was like, I was the one who asked you out. Like, I should be the one who pays.
Sick
That's
brag.
fine that you can't control what she says.
And then I said, no, I got it.
Okay,
But the onus originally was on
Did
her.
you laugh in her face?
No.
No.
She was being sweet and nice. The onus is not on her.
The onus is
The
not-
onus is on the
onus
penis.
you.
Onus and penis in the
Penis.
same 3 letters.
Men should never not pay.
That's not true, but they could.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. I think at the very least, men should split the bill. But in order to get the conversation,
Do you have a penis?
yes,
Pay for the fucking.
yes, I do.
Pay for the food.
But I'm saying,
Pay for the food.
Yeah.
There's not a woman alive.
There never should be an onus on the woman to pay.
The most progressive, I guess, like lesbians. I don't know how they handle that.
Mm-hmm.
But the most progressive woman on this planet still wants the man to pick up the tab when she goes out on a first date.
exactly why I think a man should always offer it.
What do gay guys do?
The man doesn't offer. The man.
Brandon, you want to chime in there?
Yeah. Brandon. What do you think gay guys do? If you had to guess.
All right. I got 3 good, 3 bad. One who's- and that one was so
The man
bad.
shouldn't offer to pay. The
I
man
almost
should pay. The
double-
man,
Yeah,
Almost
insist.
double batted you
Put it
there.
this- insist
not
is the
not
better word.
insist. Grab the fucking bill and say I'm paying. It's a done deal.
Like, it's never a discussion. It's never anything. There's no onus.
There's no onus.
I
It's
have a-
like it's
I'm
not like
paying
a. It's not a. There's not a conversation. The bill comes. If she reaches for it,
Oh, that's come on.
yeah, you say no. You say you grab it from her.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Which is what I did.
Okay. But you said the onus should have been on her.
That's
And
That's
no,
a bad take.
bad take.
Maybe onus wasn't the right
The
word.
bad take.
I'll rephrase that.
The onus is on the penis.
Okay.
It's not even a
I'm
question.
going to make it rhyme in a minute.
It's not even a question.
All right.
Good question.
Continue.
Movies. I think The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell is one of the most criminally underrated comedy movies of this century.
All right.
Here's my problem with this take.
You go ahead. I have a problem as well, and it might be the same problem.
Everybody calls it the most underrated movie.
Exactly.
If everybody underrates it, it's not underrated. If everybody says it's underrated, it's not underrated. Everybody acknowledges that it is.
We can't
good.
quantify underrated.
Right.
You can't.
That's not
quantify.
actually
Like, I don't
underrated.
know.
If you recognize if everybody universally recognizes the underratedness, it's not underrated.
If you're saying this because your group of friends all think it's a trash movie, then yeah, you're right, correct. But my group of friends all love the movie, so like I wouldn't say it's underrated at all. I would say everybody thinks it's a good movie.
I think in general it's been clouded by like Step Brothers or Talladega Nights, and this was a very different Will Ferrell movie that has not gotten the legs that maybe it deserved.
That's who the fuck cares.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say that's neither good nor bad, so I'm sticking in who the fuck cares.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
who the fuck cares.
So I'm at 3, 3, and 2. You got to finish strong.
Yeah.
Then this one.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, you won't get this one.
Well, that should be a bad take already. All right,
But for the audience
okay,
and for Mark
go ahead.
and maybe I don't know
For us youngins.
What
Yeah.
do you
For us youngins.
go?
in the category of television.
Can't put the category.
I'm gonna keep doing it. But while the execution of the final season might not have been there, and it was rushed,
I know what he's gonna say. He's already there.
where every character ended up at the end of Game of Thrones was perfection.
Bad.
If you look at where they ended and you sit back and say, "Oh yeah, does that make sense?" It makes sense.
Bad.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I'm giving you bad because he is so passionate about
That's
it.
bad. That's
So that's a bad take. That's a
bad.
bad take, Connor.
Okay.
The crippled guy who disappeared forever was suddenly the most powerful guy.
Yeah.
He was.
There was no payoff for everything. What were the White Walkers? Why did we have White Walkers that whole time?
But that's not my point. I'm saying
That's been
where
my
Jon
point.
Snow ended up, where
Where-
Sansa
where
Stark
the White
ended up,
Walkers
where
ended
Arya
up?
Stark ended up.
Where'd the White Walkers end up?
Prison.
They weren't a main character.
I thought you were asking
What?
bad.
The
They-
White Walkers were the character.
Big
That was
character
the
in my
Night
character. The Night King. The White Walkers were the. That was it. That was the show.
And the Night King, I think the
You
way
understand? You understand what the show was,
My
right?
dad had
Yeah.
a Night King.
Like you understand what was going on. It was like the whole point of the show was that we have this small quabble. Is that a word?
He sold him the cocaine.
Quibble. What's the word?
Fine, quibble.
We have the quibble. Quibble? Is it quibble?
It's quibble.
It's a weird
Quarrel?
quarrel.
Trying to say quarrel?
Hubert.
Cubert. Is
Hubert,
you're
that's what I'm
looking for.
thinking of. Over the most important thing to all these people is the Iron Throne. Meanwhile, you have the threat of the White Walkers, which is a vastly superior threat, and the whole fucking point of the show is an allegory, a metaphor. I don't know what the word is to illustrate how we
Just
as
use words you know, man.
it's hard, dude. Words are hard. They keep adding new ones. Kizzy, Ops.
Think about insofar.
Fucking wake up every day. There's new ones. I don't know. I was making my point and I lost it because I'm not good at words.
But
The whole point of the show was the White Walkers. And the White Walkers, in the end, were nothing, and I don't even know what happened to them.
no kidding.
The whole point of the show was that human beings will fight over menial, stupid, dumbass shit like borders and fucking like who gets to sit on the throne. Meanwhile, there's this existential threat, whether, if you're a lib, you say it's global warming. If you're not, you probably say it's aliens. But there's like this bigger fucking threat out there that is coming to kill us all. And we need to come together to take on the bigger threat, but we can't do that because we still have this small mind that we think that this throne built of swords is the most important fucking thing. That was the whole point of the show. But then in the end, the White Walkers, the existential threat that we were waiting to come have the big battle where the White Walkers versus the humans. Do the humans come together? Do they not come together? This is the big payoff we're all waiting on. And the answer is the wheelchair guy is on the Iron Throne. That was the answer.
You know how I know it's a bad take? Because that made perfect sense to me. I've never seen the goddamn show.
That was how the show. It was a horrendous ending to the show.
3 good, 4 bad, 2 who the fuck cares.
Yeah.
Mark, I would love to talk to you more about that
I would
at
not.
the end of the show.
I'd love to not.
Not to debate, because I like the way you just described that, and everybody I like.
That's
talking about Game of Thrones.
listen. I'm with you. Game of Thrones was an all-time show. It was. I love. That's why I get so fired up about it because it was a show that I was heavily invested in. I'm not even a nerd. You know that. I'm a cool guy. I get laid a lot and I can throw a curveball. But it was very disappointing because I was
Those are the cool guy traits.
right.
And you throw a curveball and do you get pussy?
Yeah.
You check both those boxes, cool as fuck.
Yeah. So anyway,
All right, your last take. Is this a banger?
I think it is, Brandon.
Okay.
In the category of humanity.
The category of is that even a category?
Yep.
So that's just everything else.
category of
Okay.
humanity.
In the category of humanity, I believe everybody should love everybody. Spread love. Are you going to disagree with that take?
That's
I sure am.
This was the layup. This was the one where you're like, oh, we're going to lower it to 7 feet. Just say something.
That's not your take though. That's
Yeah.
That's-
Also,
I think that was Gal
co-opted.
Gadot.
Yeah.
Also-
All the
Gal
other
Gadot.
celebrities.
Yeah, that was Gal Gadot.
fuck some people.
Yeah, that's true. Love Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay,
Child-
let,
Love
me,
Hitler?
Child pedophiles?
let me amend that.
No.
No. Different take. Different take.
Danny,
Different take.
no.
You love Danny Masterson?
I'm going
No.
different take. A hot dog is not a sandwich. That's my final take.
Oh my God, that's.
He just went basic bitch on us.
I'm adding 5 tallies to who the fuck.
I
cares.
should not have raised the rim.
I told you the back half might be
I got
might be
3 good,
controversial.
5 bad, 2 who the fuck cares.
I had 4 good, which the whole point of the exercise is we wanted to find one good one, and he delivered. So I guess I don't.
Way to go.
Can we
No. Actually, Mark, I'm leaving this show angrier than I came into it. I'm leaving it angrier than I came into it.
I think you're right. I think you're right, dude. Andy did it on Game of Thrones, and everybody love everybody.
That's his take. Everybody love everybody.
You should have ended with switch hitter. Switch
should've-
hitter
No, that was the
great.
one to get you guys on board.
Everybody love everybody?
Yeah, that was.
No,
that
but
was
we were going to give you
Have
10.
you seen half the people at this fucking company?
Yeah.
But if they loved everybody, then maybe it would all go around. I'm just saying.
Some people here
Spread
do
love.
that.
Spread love.
A hot dog is a taco.
That would make more sense.
This isn't TJ Take Day. That's next week. Ow.
I'll do it.
All right, you want to get silly?
I gotta go. I gotta do the
Gotta run?
fucking unnecessary roughness at 10:30.
Oh, it's already 10:30.
Yeah, well, that took forever.
You said you were going to put me on a shot clock at first.
All right, we'll put a pin in the 3 llamas on the loose in Ontario. So we'll talk about that tomorrow.
What?
Like the stream.
Whoa!
No, you gotta go. You gotta go. I know. You have your other show. It's more important.
Yeah, plane forced to return to JFK after a horse on board gets loose.
You gotta. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll leave the people wanting more. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Put this back on the prep sheet tomorrow. Evo, both of those. Brandon's got to run. Subscribe. We're doing something at 30,000. We haven't figured out what it is. Like the stream. Comment for the algo.
Wait, can I do something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I texted you guys a potential merch idea. You want to blind react to it?
Yes. Whoa! Oh, you texted it to us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say yes. I haven't even seen it yet.
I think it's cool.
All right.
Oh, that's good. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
I think it's doing a lot. I think it's doing too much.
It is doing a lot. I can't quite figure out what the sweet spot with merch is. I'm not good with merch. I'm not good with merch ideas.
So all 4 of those images on the seal could be their own separate shirts at some point, right? So like,
That would be the in my mind the back of a shirt.
or whatever. I'm just saying on the seal there. I like it. Don't love it. This is great podcasting, right?
Yeah, it is. We're all
Close-
looking at something.
close
no
us
one else
down.
can do. Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. We'll take it off air. See you guys.
That's how ball is done.